Hello students, today's class we will see a new chapter, study of gas laws. See, gases, you know the properties of gases. Gases do not have a definite shape or volume. Intermolecular space is more. Intermolecular force of attraction is negligible. Molecules of gases move in straight lines, undergo random collision with other molecules, occupy complete space available in the container. So these are the general characteristics or properties of gases. Now we'll see the behavior and the properties of gases based on kinetic theory. So simultaneously we are going to see both. No definite shape or volume. Gases occupy all the available space. Molecules are in continuous motion and their movement is restricted by the walls of the container. So if it is in a container, its movement will be restricted by the walls of the container. Now the second point says high compressibility. Volume of a given mass of gas can be easily compressed to a much smaller volume by increasing the pressure on it. So you are going to increase the pressure, the volume, you can compress it. So now based on kinetic theory, volume of particles negligible compared to intermolecular distance. That's why we are able to compress it. Now the third point says exert pressure in all directions for a molecule in gaseous state. Gases exerts pressure only partially downwards, partially, not fully. Exerts, that means that exerts pressure equally and uniformly on the walls of the container. Because near the walls of the container it will be different, center it will be different, because equal force of that is pressure on all the sides, all that it is considered. So impact of gas molecules with high velocity causes same number of molecules strike a given area on the wall in unit time. So that will be there. So you know what is velocity there. So impact of gas molecules with high velocity, it will causes the same number of molecules strike within that area on the wall in unit time. So it is calculated in unit time. Have low density. Under ordinary pressure, conversion of a given mass of solid or liquid to a gas causes much greater increase in volume than the original. But now coming to the based on kinetic theory, number of molecules per unit volume of a gas is much lower compared to solids and liquids. You know the arrangement of molecules in solids and liquids, so it will be less, they are saying. And coming to the diffusibility, miscibility, see gases diffuses readily, forming a homogeneous mixture. Then here based on gas molecules have their speed or movement depending on the mass and temperature. So now we'll see this. So these are the properties, and based on the properties we have explained about the kinetic theory there. Now behavior of gases by three variables, because this lesson mainly we will be doing so many numericals, so that we are going to based on temperature, pressure and volume. So average kinetic energy increases with an increase in temperature. So that is temperature. Pressure means average force exerted by bombardment movement of the gas molecules on the walls of a container per unit area of the area of the container. Now volume means gases have indefinite expandability and occupy the volume of the container. Now coming to the units of temperature, Celsius, degree Celsius, you know the symbols, and Kelvin, K. So temperature is measured in Celsius or Kelvin. Now coming to this Kelvin, if you want to, if the in numericals in Celsius the temperature is given, you can convert it into Kelvin by adding 273. So K equal to the given Celsius plus 273, that will be the standard temperature or normal temperature we say. Now coming to the pressure units, see units for pressure is atmospheres, either centimeter mercury or millimeter mercury or torricelli torr. So 1 atmos equal to 76 centimeter mercury, or in turn that is equal to 760 millimeter mercury. So that is your standard pressure or normal pressure. So this is the value which you will be using in numericals. 1 mm mercury equal to 1 torr. So you should know the conversion thoroughly here in this chapter. And coming to the volume, you know volume is measured in liters, decimeter cube, centimeter cube, all that, ml. Now 1 liter equal to 1 decimeter cube, which in turn equal to 1000 centimeter cube. 1 decimeter cube equal to 1000 centimeter cube, which is equal to 1000 ml. So 1000 centimeter cube, it's nothing but 1000 ml. 1 centimeter cube equal to 1 ml. So mostly in numericals you will be using, if they have given in the numericals in the question standard temperature and pressure, you are going to use the standard temperature as 273 Kelvin and standard pressure is 760 mm mercury. So if the other pressure is given as millimeter, you can make use of the 760 mm. If it is given as centimeter mercury, the other pressure, then you have to make use of 76 centimeter mercury. So you have to, so if it is mentioned standard temperature, don't say that pressure value or the temperature value is not given. You have to make use of 273 and 760 mm mercury pressure value. Now we'll see 3 laws here. The first law is Boyle's law. So Robert Boyle was a scientist who framed this law or found that on doubling the pressure, the volume decreases by half. So if you double the pressure, the volume will be decreasing by half. Now the law says at constant temperature, the volume of a given mass of dry gas is inversely proportional to its pressure. So you know that V volume, that is condition is constant temperature, it is inverse, this is proportionality sign, 1 by P inversely proportional to pressure. And now what you are going to do, if you want to remove the proportionality sign, you are going to introduce a constant name. This K is nothing but a gas constant. So V equal to K into 1 by P. So now if you bring this P towards the left side, now you will get a formula PV equal to K, that is pressure and volume, which is equal to K constant. See, in case if there is a change in the pressure and change in the volume, you are going to just modify the formula to this one. So if the particular mass of gas occupies volume V1 at pressure P1 and second case is volume V2 at pressure P2, as per Boyle's law, P1 V1 equal to P2 V2, which is equal to, because the change in pressure and volume, P1 V1 P2 V2, that's what is given, which is equal to K, which is constant. So from exam point of view, this definition is important. At constant temperature, so temperature is constant, volume and pressure only is involved here. So volume is inversely proportional to its pressure. To remove this one, we are introducing a constant, and numericals you will be using this formula P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. This is the formula which you are going to use it in numericals. Now the graphical representation for this Boyle's law we'll see now. When temperature is constant, see some values experimentally it is proved through graphical representation that, see first one, the pressure 2, see the graph is plotted, x-axis pressure, and pressure you all know it is measured in atmos, and y-axis volume and it is measured in ml. So for one pressure it is 1000 volume, and for two atmospheric pressure your volume is 500, so 500. Now for 4 atmos volume value is 250, so 250, this is the value which you are getting. So you will get a curved line like this. So this line shows that when you are increasing the pressure value, your volume decreases. So that's what we have given here, pressure increases, volume decreases, because we said it is inversely proportional. The same way, see if the volume is decreases, pressure decreases, the volume increases. See, when the pressure decreases, volume increases. Just for example, we have given, see if the pressure value, see this is the volume value 250 ml. See, pressure is less, then volume is less, the pressure value doubles. If the pressure decreases there, that is decrease in the pressure and increase in the volume. So just for example, we have given this values. So graphical representation proves that it is inversely proportional. Volume is inversely proportional to the pressure at constant temperature. Now let's see about Charles' law. See, Charles' law case, Jacques Charles studied relation between temperature of a gas and its volume. So it constant pressure. See, Boyle's law, it is a constant temperature, but here it is constant pressure. So only volume and temperature terms are involved. Charles' law states that at constant pressure, the volume of a given mass or dry gas increases or decreases by 1 by 273. 1 by 273 means the temperature of its original volume at 0 degrees Celsius for each degree centigrade rise or fall in temperature, because we have said here increase or decrease, so that's why rise or fall in temperature. Or if you find it difficult, this definition you can write it in an easy way. At constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of dry gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. That is, temperature is measured in Kelvin. So at constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of dry gas is directly proportional. So Boyle's law, it is inversely proportional. In that case, temperature constant, but here pressure constant, volume and temperature term is involved. So volume of given mass of dry gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. So V is directly proportional to temperature. So if you want to remove the proportionality sign, so we are going to bring it down. That is actually V equal to KT. Then when you bring the T towards the left hand side, then you are going to write it as V1 by T1 equal to K. So if there is a change in temperature, that's what they have mentioned here. Change in temperature or change in volume, like Boyle's law. So V2 by T2 equal to K. So now I am going to equate, since both are equal to gas constant, V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2, which is equal to K. So as per the numerical, we will be using this formula, V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2. So Boyle's law is a constant temperature, but here Charles' law is constant pressure. So that is inversely proportional volume to the pressure there, but here the volume is directly proportional to the temperature. So now through graphical representation we will see when pressure is constant. So when you look into here, see x-axis temperature and the y-axis we have taken volume, which is measured in ml, and temperature Kelvin. See the first reading, the experimentally, what it says that 400 temperature, your volume is 200 ml. Now if it is 200 temperature and volume value is 100, then if it is 300 volume, see for 300 volume the temperature is 600. So like that you will get a straight line. See in the case of Boyle's, you are getting a curved line like this, but here you are getting a straight line, it is passing through the origin there. So that means this graph says that actually temperature increases, volume also increases. That's what we said. It is directly proportional. So if temperature decreases, volume decreases, temperature increases, volume out. See here, if temperature is low, your volume also low. If temperature increases, volume also will increase. See here also the value, same value. See here, volume increases, temperature increases, volume is less, temperature is less, volume also less. Just for example, we have given this. So it is graphically proved that law, Boyle's law and Charles' law. Now we will see a term absolute zero, absolute scale. So absolute zero means, this is also very important from exam point of view. The temperature minus 273 degrees Celsius is called absolute zero. So when you look at it, this graph here, minus 273 degrees Celsius, this is beyond the origin. So this is y-axis, volume of a gas measured in cc. Cc means cubic centimeter. Now here temperature in degrees Celsius, not in Kelvin. So it is beyond this thing, zero, origin there, minus 273 degrees Celsius is called absolute zero. So if they ask you what is absolute zero, the temperature minus 273 degrees Celsius is called absolute zero. Reduction of volume of gas to 0 cubic Celsius or cubic centimeter, not Celsius, cubic centimeter cube, is only a theoretical concept. Practically, you know that all gases liquefy or solidify before reaching this temperature. So if you want to reach this temperature, before that itself, all the gases can be liquefied or solidified, not this at this temperature or beyond this temperature. So before reaching this temperature only it can be liquefied, or but theoretically we are learning, but practically it is actually you can liquefy all the gases before reaching this temperature. That's what they are saying. Now absolute zero is different. Now we are going to see absolute scale. Absolute scale means the new temperature scale with its 0 at minus 273 degrees Celsius. So this is the minus 273 degrees Celsius, and each degree is equal to 1 degree on the Celsius scale. It's called absolute or Kelvin scale. See, in case when you are doing the numericals, if it is given in Celsius, you are going to add 273 and you are going to write it as 273 Kelvin. So that's what they are saying. Added, each degree is equal to 1 degree on the Celsius scale, and it is called as absolute or Kelvin scale of temperature. So absolute scale means is nothing but Kelvin scale of temperature. So now, graphically they are saying that before reaching this point, you can liquefy or solidify a gas. That is what absolute zero. The values absolute zero is minus 273. Absolute scale means when you are converting into Kelvin scale, that is the Kelvin scale of temperature only, absolute scale of temperature. Now coming to the relationship between Kelvin and Celsius scale of temperature. See, 0 degrees Celsius is given. You add 273. You will be getting it as 273 Kelvin. Minus 273 degrees Celsius. To that add plus 273, 0 Kelvin. Now in the case of 25 degrees Celsius, 25 plus 273, you will get it as 298 Kelvin. So you have converted everything Celsius scale to Kelvin scale. Now all temperatures on Kelvin scale are in positive degrees. So when you are doing the numericals there, everything whatever is given in the Celsius scale, it has been converted to Kelvin, but you are not supposed to put a degree sign here. So just K you have to represent it in the numericals. Now indicated by T with no degree sign written. So that's what they are saying. The second point is all the temperature in this Kelvin scale, if you are converting everything, it is going to be in the positive sign, not the negative one value. So no degree sign when you are writing the value there. Now coming to this gas equation. Gas equation is an equation used in chemical calculation for calculating the changes in the volume of gas and the pressure and temperature both undergo a change there. So when you combine this Boyle's law and Charles' law, that is B is inversely proportional to 1 by P, constant temperature. V is directly proportional to temperature, that is a constant pressure. So at constant temperature, Boyle's law says the volume of a gas varies inversely to the pressure. But Charles' law said at constant pressure, the volume of a gas varies directly to the absolute temperature. So when you combine both the laws, that will give you the gas equation. On combination of the two laws, volume of a given mass of gas varies inversely as the pressure and directly as the absolute temperature. So V is inversely proportional to 1 by P multiplied by with the T temperature there. So remove this proportionality sign, introduce a K constant. So you will get it as K into T by P, or bring the P towards the left hand side, PV by T equal to K constant. So this is the new relationship which you are getting. This is gas equation by combining both Boyle's law and Charles' law. So if there is a variation in the pressure, temperature and the volume variables, all the three variables, then it is a slight change will be there in the, or you have to modify this formula as P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 V2 by T2, which is equal to K constant. So if P1 V1 T1 are the original pressures, volume and temperature of a gas, and if P2 V2 and T2 are the pressure, volume and temperature under change conditions. So if there is a change in pressure, volume or temperature, then you will get a formula, a modified formula, and this is the formula which you are going to use it in the numericals. P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 V2 by T2. So by combining Boyle's law and Charles' law, you are going to get the gas equation. Now assignment. You have to learn the definitions and the formula for the Boyle's law, Charles' law and gas equation. And formulas are very important to calculate the numericals there, and learn also the definition for the absolute zero and absolute scale. Thank you, students.